Hey everyone! In today's video, I want to share with you 7 strategies on how to build a really strong personal brand with social media, even with a small following and even if you're not an influencer. Now, this is not a usual video where we're gonna talk about branding as a logo, Instagram photos, or a color theme. And we usually tend to associate a personal brand with whatever we post on social media. It is not just about that. You are your own personal brand because of the way others perceive you, because of the way you interact with others, the way you speak, the way you dress. So first things first, I would recommend that you choose 2 main social media platforms. And in today's world, seeing where the future of social media is going, those 2 platforms would be Instagram and a YouTube channel. And this is honestly the most powerful duo that you can have. And the logic behind that is that you need to have one highly engaged platform where people can see you in video, in photos, in a written word, in daily stories, on the DMs, on direct messages, on the comments, and there is no more powerful platform than Instagram right now. And the other platform should be something where you can add more value, where you can just stay longer, just give more of you, and that is YouTube. Now, if you don't want to be in front of the video, it could be a blog, it could also be a podcast. Like this, you are creating a powerful ecosystem where you send people from Instagram to YouTube, from YouTube to Instagram, and you are not spread around into 100 different directions. You just gather everyone into main platforms where they can start to build stronger relationships with you. Having a strong personal brand is not being everywhere, being on Twitter, on Pinterest, on Clubhouse, on LinkedIn. It's just focusing on these 2 platforms, building a real audience right there, and this is really going to also grow your personal brand. Now that we settled that, let's get to the second step. This will be to write down your values. What are 3 words, feelings, or perceptions that you want people to have every time that they look at your social media profiles? Now, for me, I know the first thing is valuable. I want people to come to my content to get more value, to get more help, and to get more information. My second word is inspirational because I want people to feel inspired and motivated to grow. My third word is relatable because I want people to also get the feeling that, yeah, I can do this. Or yeah, if Ina did it, yes, I can do it as well. Rather, for you, the values of your personal brand should be something that is important to you. Because keep in mind, you are supposed to have that in and out of your social media. It's something that should be around you all of the time. It's not something that you just fake it for social media, let's be honest here. There is no point to be the best version of yourself only for Instagram photos and just not be like that in real life. Let's get to the next step, which is be clear and communicated. I see so many bloggers, influencers, business owners who have a real issue about being clear, about explaining what it is they do, about just telling or saying how do they help others. For example, I have my own mission statement, and I know that every time that somebody is gonna ask me what it is that I do, even if it's a friend, a family member, or a stranger, I will say exactly that. I help creators, I help entrepreneurs just grow their brand, grow their impact using social media strategies or marketing strategies. Of course, now my grandmother might still not understand what it is that I do exactly, but if it's somebody in the niche, somebody in the industry, they will immediately grasp the concept. They might have a follow-up question, and that might lead to quite an interesting conversation right there. The first thing that you want is to be clear on the values or the mission of your brand, and the second thing is to be consistent, because honestly, repetition and consistency, they are the key to build your credibility. Now, this is also where branding like the graphics, the colors is coming, because you can be recognizable. You can be recognizable of maybe a catchphrase that you have, of maybe a color that you have, maybe a thumbnails on YouTube, or maybe just the way you speak, the way you present yourself. That can make you recognizable and more approachable maybe, and help you to build a further connection with your audience. But it's also important to be consistent on the way you present yourself personally, on one-on-one interactions, on real-life interactions, because there should be no disconnect there between you on social media and you in real life. With my next step, I would explain something that every small creator or every personal brand should keep in mind, that the quality is more important than quantity. And here comes to play the 1000 true fans theory. This is the theory by Kevin Kelly, and you have so many other marketers and personalities like Tim Ferriss that talk about it. That is 100% better to have quality supporters than just a big bunch of non-quality followers, fans, or audience. There is a simple way to just help you understand that. For example, example, if at some point you want to have a product, a service, or maybe an ebook, or maybe launch a membership, and you want to monetize your audience, you want to monetize your personal brand, and you are just offering something that is costing around 20 bucks, $20. If you have those 1,000 loyal fans that are paying you $20 every month, voila, they are $20,000 every month for you. And here is how you monetize your social media and your personal brand. So basically, the first thing you need to focus on is to have that really tight community of quality supporters that will be, for example, the first one to watch your videos, the first one to like, comment on your post, and the first ones to go and buy the moment that you have something to offer, a product, a paid service. I'm going to give you my own example. I hope it just helps you clarify this even further. When I decided to change my niche at first, I went from travel to marketing and business. So I had around 1,000 followers at the time on my personal Instagram. And at a certain moment, I started to offer one-on-one coaching. I had my first ebook launch, and I was promoting it on my personal Instagram, thinking that, okay, even if only 1,000 out of these 11,000 followers will go and buy my book, I crunched the numbers, I made the calculation, I said 1,000 times $19.99 is going to be almost $20,000 for me. So for a first launch, for an ebook, honestly, it was a pretty great deal, right? So what happened? I had zero sales, zero, zilch, nothing. It was only then that I understood that by changing my niche, I had just turned away my loyal supporters. I had a mix of a weird audience that they know me, they liked me, but they didn't really connect it with my social media advice or my coaching. My ebook was just coming out of the blue for them, or just out of nowhere. Maybe they like me as a person, or they were uplifted by my posts, but it was not the type of audience that was interested in Instagram growth ebook or in a social media coaching platform. The lesson that I learned here and the way I fixed that is that I just changed back my niche on my personal Instagram is something that is more true and authentic to me and my personal brand. And I just started a new Instagram, I started over, and I built an audience that is really interested about what I have to share, knowledge on social media, on marketing, on Instagram, on business, and the conversations that I have there on the DMs are completely different, and that Instagram is full of potential clients for my offers and my services. And this is why, my dears, quality is much more important than quantity, and I learned that the hard way, so you don't have to do the same mistake as me. That leads me to my next step, which is get to know your audience. Even though we're talking about a personal brand, so you don't have to be a business owner or an influencer, you still need to attract a certain type of audience. So you really need to know what that looks like. For example, if you or your brand is all about traveling, you go to exotic places or luxury places or little known places, you know that your audience should be interested about travel, or they should be really adventurous or avid travelers. Your brand and your posts and your captions or your videos, they are surrounded towards this audience. They are trying to attract this type of audience. So basically, first you need to know yourself. You need to know what you are about. You need to know what you're going to be sharing and what you want to be known for before even starting to try and attract a certain audience. Because honestly, you just don't want to lose yourself, your authenticity, just trying to appeal or attract a certain demographic. You just want to have your values clear and you want to know who you are first. Keep in mind that your ideal audience is someone similar to you, someone that gets inspired by you, someone that wants to do the same things as you, wants to become like you, or basically someone that is on a state or a position or a situation that you used to be 1, 2, 3 years ago. And it's usually the same type of people with the same maybe characteristics as you that are your most loyal followers. And now the next step that I want to give you about building a real strong personal brand on your social media is to devote all your love, your energy, and your attention to your current audience. It doesn't matter if now you have 100 or 1,000 or 10,000 followers, whatever audience you have right now. Just respect those people, put attention to those people that are just commenting or asking you questions or sending you messages that are interested in what you're sharing and your post. Because by doing that, you have the potential to create a really loyal and tight community. These are the people that value you so much as a person, as a creator, and they will vouch for you. They will promote your post, they will share your post, they will recommend you to other people. This is why you really need to treat them with integrity and just listen to them and just hear their questions, their comments. I promise you, if you really focus on building strong relationships with your current audience, the one that you already have, instead of distracting yourself and going to look around for new people to come to your community, to your social media, focus on what you already have, and the growth will come automatically because your community will do that for you. They will share your post and recommend you. And this is perfectly leading me to my next step, which is create a community or create a tribe. Okay, so now that you have this audience, you have people who love your work, share your work, comment on your work, what are you doing to make them feel special, exclusive, or maybe like VIPs, in order for them to feel appreciated, to feel supported? Now, once I realized that people really cared about what I was saying, that really wanted to know more from my knowledge, I created the Ina Media School, where I share my knowledge into more detail with my Skillshare classes, even with my private Facebook group, where I invite my course members to join so that they can get more support from me and they can actually start to support each other and get to know each other as well. When you create a tight community like this, you are actually creating a tribe that wants to support each other and that wants to see you grow and wants to help you grow. So if you are someone who already has an audience, you should be definitely thinking about that, how to get the relationship with your audience to the next step and make them feel a bit more special and more exclusive. That will also help you to launch a paid product or a paid service at some point, because honestly, in the beginning, if I had known, I would have started my Facebook group before, much earlier, and would have put all the people who had the same interest there. And at the moment when I had a paid offer, a paid product, a paid service, I could launch it on the Facebook group, even if there were 100 or 1,000 people, instead of launching it on my Instagram, where even though at the time I had 11,000 followers, they were not the ideal audience for my products. So keep that in mind, because you might be just a blogger, an influencer, or just a content creator right now, but you have a personal brand, and the way to monetize it in the future or at some point will be completely based on the type of audience that you have, on the interest that you have, and if people are really reading and hearing what you're saying. Otherwise, you're just talking to no one. You don't have to take my example. You don't have to go on a Facebook group. It could be maybe a Telegram group, a WhatsApp group. It could be any kind of platform, a Discord, where people can gather and also get to know each other and support each other, because that will build even a tighter community for you. Okay, but that was it, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I really hope you learned something new. I would love to hear your thoughts. I would love to read your comments down here. But in the meantime, I will just see you on my next video. I'm gonna wait for you. See you there. Click.